Alright, welcome back, good people. On this video, I want to talk about a hobby that generates an income. You know what that really is? In other words, that's a business. Because if you really love what you're doing, you'll do it for a while without the money, right? You want the money, but if the money isn't there yet, or it hadn't started coming, you might be a year, 2 years in. That's okay, because you love what you're doing. You enjoy what you're doing. That is what's important. And when you're able to do that, then the money will come. Because once you get real good at all the moving parts, once you know everything about your field of, we'll say, expertise, because even though you're not getting paid for it, you're still an expert because you do it regularly and you know everything involved with it. And if somebody needed that service, you could help them. You would be the person to go to get that help because you do it. That's what you do. You know, if it's repairing lawnmowers, if it's cutting grass, I don't know. You can do that because you enjoy doing it. Although those type of things I don't really recommend from a business perspective because I like online business. But we got to have offline business too, right? So the only thing to remember with that offline business, that ratio is 1-to-1. It's you cut the grass. You know, you can't just send somebody else over there to cut the grass without it being somebody else involved. So it's, you know, you gotta pay that somebody else. But that's okay. That's okay. But we're going to talk about online businesses. Once you are sharing what you want to learn about and what's your hobby, let's say your hobby was photography, and you know very little about photography, almost nothing. As a matter of fact, you really are not familiar with cameras, right? But you love pictures. You love to see the pictures and the outcome. And you think that you can come up with different angles and, you know, better lighting than a lot of the shots that you've seen that maybe have won awards or maybe you know, or eye-catching for you. But you don't know anything about cameras. So all of a sudden, you get a camera. And then that camera opens up a whole new world for you because now you have a vehicle to take you someplace. You can actually take shots and upload those shots and, you know, view those shots and let other people view those shots and share those shots. And all that came from an interest or a hobby that you wanted to involve yourself with. So over time, when I say time, I'm talking about the rest of your life. Yes, I'm talking about the rest of your life. Because think about this. Whatever you liked early in life, let's say you really like football, you really like basketball, you really like baseball, you really like whatever. You still like it today. But probably you don't play it, but you still like it. So you know all the rules involved, you know if that's a touchdown or if that's a home run, you know those terms, you know it. But had you had the opportunity to share what you know with other people, for instance, if someone had come to you and asked you to share your knowledge of baseball or share your knowledge of photography, you would have been able to shine because you do everything about it, right? That's the same thing that I'm offering you right there. Boom, that's it. That's where I am right there. I'm offering you an opportunity to identify what that is for you and look at it as a hobby and start learning about it. Start telling other people about it. And we're kind of in a age now where we don't really tell people. We'll post something, or we'll share something, or we'll like something, but we're kind of like, everybody's becoming introverted. It's like they're on their phone, they're not really paying attention to what's going on in the classroom, right? Because they can't wait to get back to that mind control phone, right? That thing is occupying, it's calling them, and they are going to it. And when they go to it, they don't want to be bothered. because it's multitasking. You're having to do more than one thing at one time. So let me just spend time here, which is what I'm asking you to do. You'll be spending time. You'll block off a section of your day every day that you're going to gain some information about photography. If you're not reading a blog post, you're watching a video. If you're not reading an article, you're listening to an audio, you're gaining some perspective and more information on that particular subject. And as you hear other people tell about how they got where they got, and as you hear other people's stories, then you'll share those stories also as you're sharing your knowledge of that particular niche. Because more often than not, a lot of that kind of goes together, right? It kind of goes together. When you tell a story about, let me give you this example really quickly. See? No, but I was talking to a lady. I had a client the other day, and she was telling me a story about her daughter whose husband has PTSD, which is very serious stuff, right? And he would do things that was kind of scary because the daughter was talking about leaving him, divorcing him, and I was thinking, wow, that's like, you got to get away from that, and then how do you get away from that, right? That's a conundrum. That's a dilemma that you have to get past, because sometimes those people, it's not, it's because certain things you shouldn't see. I'm a firm believer of that. You shouldn't see people getting their head cut off with your own eyes. You shouldn't see that. Because if you do that, that plays in your mind. That sticks with certain people, and it's like glue. They can't get that out of their mind, and that alters your walk through life. So kind of limit some of the things that you expose yourself at, your loved ones to, because when you don't, especially at a young age, in the world we live in today, they see a lot of things at that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 year age, right? So you got to watch that. They're being programmed, and you know that. So anyway, getting back to what I was talking about. Think about starting your hobby and then flip that over into a business. And that's what it's actually going to do, is going to turn into a business, because people are going to want you to come and talk about it. They're going to want you to come and share how you got started, right? And they will pay you. And if they don't pay you, so what? You enjoy doing what you're doing. And I've always heard athletes say, I would do it for free. Have you ever heard someone who's a professional say, I would have done that for free because I like it that much? That's when you win. When you're able to identify what you like that well, that you would do it for free, and just start doing it for free. There are billions of people on the planet. You are not alone. Other people like that same thing. They're not going to go as deep as you are, because, that's not for everybody. But if it's for you, or if they were able to understand it like you can understand it now, then maybe they would, right? It's all about exposure. You got to be exposed to something. You can't really give me your opinion about something you've never heard of. You can't do that for me, you shouldn't be able to do that for anybody. But, that's another story. But always think about how much control you have over that. You can do 3 videos a week. You can do 1 video a day. You can do as many as you want. And as you're doing that, you're getting better about being in front of the video, and you're getting better about understanding your niche. When someone comes and asks you a question about it, boom, you know the answer. That's the way it should be. That's like with my system. If you ask me anything about the moving parts, I know that, because that's what it takes to generate my money, right? And that's what it will take to generate your money as well. Don't forget to share these videos, like these videos. I got a couple more videos to make today. I'm looking forward to it. I love sharing information with you guys, and I want to hear your story. SpeakerLarry.com